Okay, Coach Haverhill. First things first, how many bees came down here for Brecksville?
10. Nine males, 1 female.
Who's your girl?
Anamati. She's in the state finals.
So she's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, real good.
Yeah.
Okay, so 8 guys though.
9 guys.
Nine guys,
yeah.
so 10 total. Okay. How did you guys fare in the boys' half? We know she's in the finals. How'd you fare in the boys?
It's kind of a weird tournament for us. So we had 6 place winners, which is good. We got some really rough draws, and that's just the way it goes. But I think we've wrestled really, really well. I mean, we've had some pretty big wins, right? We had a freshman that pulled off a win over a 2-time state champ. Our young lady in the semis beat the 2-time state champ who beat us last year in the state finals. And so we've had some really big wins.
Did she have vendor state final loss?
She did. It was awesome.
In the semis.
Yeah, takedown at the buzzer to go to overtime and won it in overtime. So we've really have performed, I think, pretty well. But, draws are what they are.
When you guys, moving forward, 9 guys is a lot of guys. You can win most of these divisions. If it's D2 or D3, you're winning. But you got St. Ed's and you got Massillon Perry with 13, or 12 eventually for Perry. But what's the key to winning in D1? I mean, you guys are always so close. You're always right there. You've been runner-up. You've been runner-up in the duels. How do you win a Division I state title in Ohio, man?
Good question. We haven't been able to figure that out yet. But I think it's numbers is part of it, right? You got to get guys here to score points. And so those guys get 13 out. That's tough to deal with. And so number one, you got to get guys down here. And again, I don't want to keep harping the draw thing, but draws matter, right? And so we're pretty young. So we had nine guys and eight return. We got some guys coming in that we're really excited about. And so hopefully we took it on the chin from the pairing gods this weekend, and it sets us up for next year.
So the match at 150 quarterfinals, you got a freshman wrestling a 2-time state champ. Yeah. It goes to stall call with 2 seconds left, puts it into overtime. You go to all the way to the end rideout, correct? The third rideout.
No, second set of rideouts.
Second set of rideouts, okay? The choices are only top, bottom, correct?
That was my understanding going into this tournament.
You learned something. Tell me what you learned.
Well, I don't know that I learned anything. At the end of the first set of rideouts, we had let them go, and so it was our choice. And our athlete picks neutral, and the refs put him neutral, and we got a takedown to win. But I'm not so sure that neutral was an option. But
they gave it as an option, though, right?
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, refs get involved. I'm going to try to be politically correct. I don't think this has been the world's best officiated tournament. And sometimes those calls go your way and sometimes they don't. And so, what you can control is the wrestling, and you got the takedown to win.
Believe you're in a dogfight at 65 on the opposite end. Yeah. Same around the same time, right? It's Rizzo, and they're stalling him to the point where it's choice.
Yeah.
But he's put 10 points on the board.
Yeah, we scored.
But he's stalling to the point where Peterson, I think it was, gets choice, right?
Yeah.
So what's going through your mind? One more, and it's a tie match, and they get choice to try and get out in regulation, but it doesn't get that. But sometimes it goes for you, sometimes it goes against you. What are you thinking in that match?
I think this has not been the best officiated state tournament, right? Officials are just getting too involved in matches, and it's a shame. I'm not, in that match, the guy scored 10 points. Peterson's really, really good. So I don't want to come off the wrong way. He got some escapes, but the rest of the points were officials getting involved in matches, and I don't know how you fix it. I don't know that they'll only be able to ref 2 out of 3 years. I get that they need officials, but I also know as coaches that these kids work their tails off, and they deserve to have the best officials on the mat. And so I don't have the solution. I'm glad I'm not in charge of officials, but I can tell you from a coaching standpoint and in the bullpen and things like that, coaches aren't super pleased with the way that this state tournament has been officiated.
Blast double for Ryland Seacrest, and he takes Bickerton down, feet the bag. It would have been like a 4 in freestyle, right? It was beautiful. Immediately, they hit the mat, a second, maybe 2 at the most, and he hits your guy for stalling on a 5 count.
Yeah.
What goes on, what transpires, and how do you try and talk to the officials to that?
I mean, again, I'm glad you said maybe a second or 2. You're an unbiased person, right? So
I don't care.
Yeah. You try to ask the ref, and of course their answers is a judgment call. I'll go back and watch the film. I think I would bet my mortgage it wasn't 5 seconds there. And he makes a call that makes it now a 2-point match, right? So you take it from 3 to 2, the match has changed drastically, and it's just he doesn't need to get involved in that. He had kind of scolded our kid earlier in the match for something, and it just I don't know. I'm not blaming people, but they got to let the kids decide who wins the match.
Who are all your placers, and what's the highest? Who's still alive? What do you got here this morning, and what goes on in the afternoon for you guys?
Yeah, so Seacrest just won. He'll wrestle for third. Hafner at 26 will wrestle for seventh. At 38, Jed will wrestle for seventh. At 50, Aquila is in the console semi. Should be coming up here. Let's see. And then at 65, Rizzo's in the console semi. At 90, McPherson's in the console semi. And then our young lady will be in the finals tonight.
So one finalist for you tonight.
Yeah.
You're sitting in the chair for the finals tonight?
I don't. So we stay pretty consistent. She's got two coaches that have been with her all year. You know, it's tough managing the boy team and the girl team, and a lot of times they're wrestling at the same time. And so I'm really OCD and believe in consistency.
No, you are?
Yeah,
no, come on. No,
Yeah.
I got you to admit it finally. That's good.
Shocks you, right? So yeah, we don't want to change anything. So no, I won't sit with her tonight.
Okay, congratulations on your daughter and the Bees gymnastics team.
Wow, right?
Dad life, right?
I'll tell you, managing that it's been harder than I thought. Their seasons mirror each other, and so trying to manage these boys who they're an extension of your family. You spend an awful lot of time and blood and sweat and tears with them, and I'm trying to deal with the blood round at districts, and my own daughter's competing for a team title, and so I jetted after the blood round, and I'm driving to the district tournament or to the gymnastics state tournament, and it's just wild. But I got to see her compete on Sunday in the individual state. So I got to catch the end of the team state, which was insane. They won their 21st state title in a row, and they won it by .05. Insane.
Who would they beat?
Magnificat.
Really?
Unbelievable.
And then your daughter's going to Penn State next year, but not to do gymnastics.
Correct.
Just to be a student.
You got it.
Live the good life.
Yeah.
On Todd's dime.
Exactly.
Okay. You got anything else for me?
No, I appreciate you being here and filming and being unbiased opinion.
Yeah, I don't care. I mean, I don't care. Even if it's Bodie Miller, I don't care. You got to wrestle. You got to wrestle the matches. Nowhere to hide here, man.
That's for sure.
Coach, good luck to you guys moving forward.
Appreciate it.